Hello everyone, I'm Sleepy, and today I've got quite the video planned. Link is the character I would credit as my first inspiration for the series. He's one of the most drastically different character redesigns I've made. When he was revealed in the first trailer, I was so excited to see how they would remix his moveset. And to be fair, they did add some cool changes, but it was still fundamentally just 64 Link, which was slightly disappointing. I think they should have gone all out with the Breath of the Wild influence, starting with a name change to let people know that this isn't a Zelda series rep, but a Breath of the Wild rep. He will be known as Champion Link. I don't think Champion Link should fall into any traditional archetype. Old Link is a zoner because he has long-range projectiles, and that works well enough because he has lots of items that he uses in his games. But Champion Link is just different. All I know for sure is that he's strong. Starting off, we'll do costumes. Link has lots of costume potential, even just limiting stuff to Breath of the Wild. Link gets a naked ult like Shulk. We need to show off that bod. He also gets the Vey armor set as an ult. Or is it Vi? I'm not sure. But I know plenty of people that still want that costume. And because I can't control myself, I'm adding another ult. To keep things at 10 ults, I'm getting rid of the Skyward Sword ult because it wasn't in Breath of the Wild. He gets the Yiga Clan armor as an ult, and in this ult his Master Sword looks like the Wind Cleaver, and the sword beams are now wind-colored. Ah yes, my favorite color. Wind. Maybe I could use the sickle somewhere too. But enough of that. Got any new taunts? Yes, I do. Side taunt was removed. I think it's a bad taunt. So to fill that space, I moved his down taunt over to side taunt. That means of course he gets a new down taunt. He takes out his Sheikah Slate and poses for a selfie. It's much more expressive than the old one. And after that, I added a cute little callback to the Zelda series. When Link reaches 150%, he occasionally starts flashing red and beeping. This happens with all three Links actually, and serves no mechanical purpose, but maybe it'll just annoy your opponents and distract them long enough to hit them. Link can now wall jump and cling to walls, just like he could in Breath of the Wild. Before we get into the good stuff, I changed something that you might have not known existed. Link has the best fast fall in the game. In past titles, many assumed that he was using the Iron Boots to fall faster on command. I also bought into that theory, but Breath of the Wild didn't have Iron Boots, so I'm donating this feature to Toon Link and making it a central mechanic around him instead of Champion Link. I'll have to give him a pretty nice buff since I did just nerf him. I guess we can start talking about the cool things I mentioned before. Now the first cool thing is pretty big. The Master Sword runs out of energy now. It works about the same as Robin's Weapon Sword, but with more durability. When you run out of charge, you switch to the much weaker and shorter Traveler's Sword. This change makes it so if Link has the Master Sword, he has very high damage output on average. For many of his attacks, I listed the specific damages, but for some I wasn't sure how much to buff it, so I left it unspecified. That can keep things open to discussion about how strong it should be. This is definitely a controversial change. I predict that many will find this change to be weird and unnecessary. I know Link mains weren't asking for worse frame data and higher kill power, but here we are. I want a totally new Link that represents Breath of the Wild, and I don't believe that's possible without including the weapon durability system. It was one of the main features in Breath of the Wild. For better or worse, Breath of the Wild is heavily associated with the durability system. So let's check out what kind of changes we have with an upgraded Master Sword. Jab has 4 hits now, mimicking the basic attack in Breath of the Wild. Jab comes out on frame 10, but has much higher damage and knockback. Just to remind you that DDD's Jab also currently comes out on frame 10. It's one of the strongest jabs, now killing mid-stage at 150. So F-tilt was made a little bit useless because of that move, and also up-tilt starts behind Link, ruining much of its utility. So I just made it a new move. Kinda. It's pretty much just a sped-up version of his normal forward smash. So much so that Link can even shoot sword beams at 0 from F-tilt. Up-tilt deals more damage, but I wasn't exactly sure how much more damage it should be. Down-tilt is stronger and spikes aerial opponents, if using the Master Sword. Link's dash attack now mashes the one from Breath of the Wild. Late hit dash attack sends up and starts combos pretty well. F-smash is the jumping slash, or the overhead slash if you want to call it that. In most Zelda titles, it's one of his strongest moves, so it's a go-to option for a smash attack. F-smash can be used off of a platform now to hit enemies below you. After it goes lower than where it usually hits the ground, it becomes invincible and spikes super hard. F-smash can't be cancelled, so using the move over a cliff is a commitment worth your life. Just to reduce the number of SDs from the move, it lets you snap to ledge even when you aren't facing it. Up smash is much stronger, but I'm not sure exactly how much stronger is appropriate. Down smash is the series staple spin attack. It's actually his strongest smash attack and has the least startup, but not as fast as it was when it was his up B though. It comes out on frame 9, so it's not that bad. Nair is busted, and it can stay that way. Fair 1 has a tipper like in Smash 4. Forward air may be stronger, but it's also slower to make up for it. Up air is stronger because Master Sword. Back air made little sense and didn't fit Link's archetype, so now it's gone. Link now half turns around to slash diagonally down. It's got the same startup as Fair, but much less end lag. It's a powerful edgeguard tool that sends diagonally down. The Traveler's Sword version doesn't spike and instead sends diagonally up. Dare deals more damage. Note that only the Master Sword can spike with Dare. Champion Link has many new and interesting special moves from Breath of the Wild. He has a shield special and it's Daruk's Protection. Once per stock, Link can be protected from any attack and gain large frame advantage. Works like a parry. It comes out frame 1 and can be held indefinitely. When anyone hits Link, it parries them. And Daruk can also reflect projectiles, however this is usually not a good idea since it wastes your only Daruk for the stock. When Link dies and respawns on the platform, he is seen using the animation from Mipha's Grace, fully charging any smash attack triggers Urbosa's Fury. I thought this would have to be aesthetic because his smash attacks would do 50% and have absurd range, but what do I know, they added Incineroar and Hero, so on second thought, let's just give Link the most damaging smash attacks in the game when fully charged. Urbosa's Fury only appears in front of Link during F smash, but with up or down smash it appears as a dome around Link with him at the center of the storm. Oftentimes, especially at kill percent, smash attacks hit too hard and knock them out of range. That's okay though, because they're still really strong smash attacks even without Urbosa. This extra attack is really only meant to say screw you if your opponent tries shielding or crouch canceling a fully charged smash attack. So, now we have the final champion, and of course his new up B is going to be Revali's Gale. It goes high, but has no hitbox and takes time to build up speed. While floating his way down, you get a stamina wheel telling you how much time you can float. Running out of stamina puts you into freefall. You can't attack out of this up B with any aerial except down air. And some might call this a downgrade. Yeah, pretty much. Neutral B is still the bow. When used in the air, your fall speed is slowed down tremendously to mimic its use in Breath of the Wild. Even though you can't slow down time, it's still good for precise aiming. Arrows get stuck in people longer, and you can pick up the arrows that get stuck in people. After picking up an arrow and loading it in his bow, the second arrow he adds is one of the special arrows from Breath of the Wild. Between fire, ice, lightning, and bomb, the one you pull is out of your control. Fire deals the most damage, bomb has the most range, yada yada. You've played Breath of the Wild, I think you get it. Some might be better than others, but all of them are helpful. Let's get into the runes now. I replaced Boomerang for his side B. Who cares though, I didn't even know Breath of the Wild had boomerangs until I was 80 hours in. If you want boomerangs, play another Link. His new side B is Stasis. Everyone frickin' loves Stasis. It's a rather laggy move, but if you can get your foe in the crosshairs, they'll turn yellow and that's your chance to press buttons. Let's just say they don't have a lot of options to survive. During Stasis, they don't take damage, but knockback is stored. So by hitting multiple moves with the same angle, you can stack that knockback to the ceiling. Something you should know is that hitting them and with a different launch angle will reduce the knockback and change it to the new direction, which means multi-hits just straight up don't work. Stasis is much less broken when you realize that aside from smash attacks, Link has very limited options in using Stasis. Using Stasis shows you an arrow pointing towards where they get launched, but the move also drastically increases DI effectiveness. Stasis time depends on weight and percent. Heavy characters won't be frozen as long and survive longer, making them a hard counter to this move. Link can freeze some projectiles mid-air as well. These projectiles will always be frozen for 5 seconds. It's too slow to ever help you block someone else's projectile, but using it on your bomb gives you some neat tricks to test out. Grab has low startup, but above average end lag for a normal grab. Pommel is a bit slower and stronger. He still grabs with his hands by pressing Z, but he now has a second grab with an interesting new property. He uses Magnesis. It's a bit different from most grabs. First of all, to activate Magnesis, you have to press down and then grab. Link will pull out Magnesis and activate a tether. His grab range beats Samus for the longest grab range, and it also has really good frame data. Link can just let go of Z and he cancels it without any end lag. The biggest problem is that it only works on characters made of metal, or that at least have a lot of metal on them. Those characters include Link, Samus, Fox, Falcon, I'll just list them here. And you can slightly aim Magnesis up and down by holding forward. You can just make it stretch further. Link can grab more than just fighters, though. He can also grab all metallic items and freely control them just like Breath of the Wild. Sadly, he can't freely control fighters made of metal because that would be broken. When activating Magnesis midair, he gains a Zair. Link's Zair is fast, but doesn't deal damage. But it does have a wind box to push people back. If you activate Magnesis midair and then land, the game still counts it as an aerial Magnesis, and you can't grab fighters. You'll only get the wind box. Up throw is a bit stronger, and down throw has less knockback. Finally, Cryosis. It's sadly minor. When Link steps on water, he creates a temporary block of ice to rise up and let him avoid the water. And that's it. Now we're done with all the runes and champion abilities, unless you count amiibos, which I don't. For his final smash, it's the Ancient Arrow. Still, the Ancient Arrow was a good idea, and I think it should stay. But now the Ancient Arrow kills instantly past 100 and has a special animation to accompany it, just like Breath of the Wild. It has lost a lot of intangibility frames. Link has an average charge meter rate, and it can be held onto for the standard 20 seconds. And that's Link. I hope you enjoyed it, because I'm pretty proud of this moveset. Give me your thoughts down below and get excited. Next character has been long overdue for a makeover. But till then, I need to rest. It's about midnight, and I was working hard to make this video better. So, good night.